Hey, how's it going guys? JaySea here, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of something different where we review Nidalee, played by Peanut, and see how he does in solo queue, figure out what he does, and I think there's a really good game that I want to play. Every time he leaves the base, we want to find out what can we do next and see if it matches what he does. So every time he recalls and buys items, we have to figure out exactly what he's going to do next. Is he going to go for a camp? Is he going to invade? Is he going to take one camp and, gank, or what? So we just try to predict where he's going to go, and I think that's a very good mindset to have for learning this. Also, there's a very quick clip that I want you guys to check out. If you guys haven't checked out the fastest level 4, you guys need to check that video out. It's in the description, and this is a follow on because this is an alternate path where you can get level 4 in around 3 minutes, and it's also 5 camps, but it's a completely different path. So I'm going to show you guys right now and explain as this clip plays. So this clip is very similar to last time if you've been watching my last video, where I take out the big and small wolf and get maximum amount of catch up EXP possible at level 1 and then go straight for blue. But at this time I kill all the raptors and I leave one small one up and then I go straight to red. After I take red, I get maximum amount of catch up EXP from red at level 1, and then that'll boost me to almost level 2, then I clear all the way to the very end, and then I hit level 4 as well with 5 camps. So this works with both wolves and with raptors. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that little tip of the day, and we're going to start with a video. So we're going to see what he does. I'm predicting right now that he's going to go blue, wolves, red, and then he's going to gank top or invade at around there blue. So that's my prediction right now. See if it's true, see what happens. I'm going to turn off the sound that he makes so that it doesn't conflict with what I'm saying. So as predicted, he's going to do blue. So very standard leash, everything's pretty normal for now. Starts Q. I think what he does is he maxes Q and then he goes E. Oh yeah, also op.gg for this guy, and runes will be on the screen. Stalked him all the way to Korea, so we'll see how we go. I can kind of read Korean, but it's just like very slowly, and it has to be sort of like if it's a translation from English, so like champion names and stuff like that. That's the things that I know, or top lane, stuff like that in champ select. That's probably what I can read in terms of my Korean, so not great. Okay, so as predicted, I didn't even watch this video, so this is first time seeing it. The path is very standard for Nidalee, I guess, so that's very good, very aggressive. But I'm not predicting him to go to Krugs. It looks like he's pathing towards Krugs, but I guess not. That just looked like it. He's going straight for Scuttle. I don't see a gank opportunity at top, so he's not going there just yet. I also don't play Nidalee, but I do play quite a bit of jungle, so hopefully my commentary would actually provide some insight. But look at how fast he clears. 2 minute 40. That invade is really quick. He could have been even quicker if he didn't take Scuttle Crab. So he knows for a fact that Kha'Zix isn't going to clear as fast as she is. But that's so aggressive. Oh my god, that's so close. I mean, he could just turn around and Q auto. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, wow. Actually, that makes a game even better. Do you know why? Because we get to see that he doesn't get a free kill or he doesn't snowball. He could have easily snowballed. I don't know, he went really ham, and that Kha'Zix kind of just panicked and flashed away when I think he could have maybe stayed and just auto attacked twice and killed Nidalee even if his Q was on cooldown. I'm thinking, because I think Nidalee used everything. But now we're going to predict that he's going to go for Gromp, and then he's going to see a gank opportunity at bot. If not, then he's going to go for a invade. I'm guessing an invade. He's not going to keep farming. Nidalee's very aggressive. If you're a more passive jungler, I think you would look for a gank at bot, and then after that you'll probably path to raptors if there's nothing there, or you'll look at mid. So when you're pathing towards a lane and you're still farming, just have a farm route planned, but then you can gank in between. So that's the idea behind it. But as predicted, he's going to go straight into the river and probably invade or look for a gank on both lanes. So 2 lanes to choose from. See what happens. But I think my prediction so far pretty accurate. Hopefully you guys as well, or maybe you're just listening to me the whole time so you're not predicting at all, which is fine too. But that's the whole point, is just to learn. So he is actually going for a safer route. He's not going to invade this time, probably because he died to Kha'Zix and he doesn't feel as confident. He is 0-1. He's going to be invading at 1-0 Kha'Zix, so maybe not that wise. I think he would have done so if he got the kill and got out alive. I think he will continue invading. But in this case, he's just going to go all out farm, just take all the camps, and he does it really quickly. I really like the speed that Nidalee clears. Also, I think Nidalee's like a top tier jungler along with Ezreal, but Ezreal might be the last season thing. But I think Nidalee's like a high win rate kind of thing in Korea, so who knows. If you guys can learn Nidalee really well, snowball, I think Elise works the same too, but for some reason Elise has fallen out of favor. So right now he's actually just going straight up farm mode, which is very surprising. We see support coming over, so there's a good chance that he's going to go wherever the support goes right now, because jungle support synergy is really strong. Never mind that, he's actually going to recall right now. So let's see. He's already cleared all the camps, so there's actually nothing to farm right now. All he can do is buy his boots, get his pink ward. Oh, by the way, I noticed that Koreans, they like to buy 2 pink wards at a time. Kind of surprising, but it happens a lot. Always 2 pink wards. Maybe it's because whenever they want to go for an objective, they want to drop that pink ward down, make sure no one knows they're there. And then if they go for something else before they could recall, they'll make sure that they, you know, drop another one. Also, you guys notice how it's the Christmas map? I just looked at some NA streamers and they do not have the Christmas map. So Oceania has it, Korea has it, God knows what else has it, but NA seems to be very slow with their patches, which is very surprising, seeing as, you know, League of Legends is originated from NA, so that was like a pretty solid gank for the fact that she didn't take any damage until I saw that part. But I was gonna say, like, that was a pretty clean gank, you know. But it blew a lot of summoners from everyone, except Nidalee still has her summoner. I think Kha'Zix has full reign over his jungle right now, so they're gonna collapse 4-man and just kill that Kha'Zix. Most likely. Oh, actually, their bot lane's actually going to... Oh, okay. I do not know about that play. Okay, let's just watch why he went in like that. Like, what happened? So he wanted to go and kill that Kha'Zix. I guess he greeted for it. Not the best play, to be honest, but that's because we saw the result. I mean, what's going on in his mind is probably he could jump in, get that kill, and flash away. So that's my guess. So, I mean, it could have worked, but he took the risk. I guess he's a risk taker, and Koreans are very aggressive, and that's where the playmaking happens, really. Is if you back away from all these situations where there's a chance you could make a flashy play, but you back away from it, well, then you will never get a flashy play. That's just my playstyle, really. My playstyle and my problem is that I play too safe. So there's no flashy plays, but it's all very calculated. And maybe sometimes I should play riskier. If there's a chance that I could pull it off, and I do have flash, or I do have the means to get out after it, then I should go for that risk. Like, it might pay off, and it'll pay off really well. Especially with a champion like Nidalee that is very dominant early, you know? You want to make sure that you get really strong and get really far ahead early. Let's see how he pulls off this gank. I think it's just really hard. Like, yeah, it's just so hard because that Gnar went so far back. And they could go for a 3-man dive, that's for sure. No enemy jungler contesting, so this looks pretty good. Actually, there is one. He's pinging back, so I'm guessing he saw the enemy jungler. I didn't quite see it. Maybe Kha'Zix is at top side right now. Nope, it looks like Kha'Zix is all the way down there, bot side, so that was a free dive. 3-man dive, it could have worked. If I was Tryndamere, level 6, freest dive ever, even if Kha'Zix is there, I think 3-man can dive too, especially if I'm tanking the tower the entire time. That Gnar would just get flattened right away. This looks like a free kill for them though. This Gnar is overextending. Wow, that snipe though. Very nice. So now it's just invade time. Gonna take all of Kha'Zix's jungle. Although, what I'm thinking is Kha'Zix is either in one or two places. He recalled and is coming to top side, or he's invading the Nidalee blue. Those are the two options right now that I envision that's where Kha'Zix is. The other option is also he could be doing air drake, but no one does air drake, so that's very unlikely. Okay, we can see that Ryze is coming in, meaning he knows that blue is getting taken. But his team is also collapsing, so we'll see what happens. I think he's just gonna go for the escape. Nidalee is very mobile, so I wouldn't be surprised she can get away really easily. But also like hiding in and out just to make sure that his team's able to follow up before that Ryze just turns around and just, you know, gives up the escape or gives up the chase. That was really well played, really well baited, and just perfect all around. So he started at 0-2. Now he's 2 kills and 3 assists up. That's pretty top notch. Like, really well played. But do you know what the most important thing about these kind of early game junglers is? Is their performance late game. I want to see someone like Lee Sin or Nidalee that's absolutely really bad late game. What can they do, you know? they can't really split push. They're not a Tryndamere. They can't wave clear that quickly. I mean, given Nidalee can probably wave clear quite quickly, but the thing is, I don't know, she's just not that good of a duelist late game either. Like, she can be if she's super fed. But, you know, generally, Nidalee's just not that strong late game, so that's the caveat. That's what I really want to see, is they're really strong early, really weak late. Kind of like Lee Sin, that's what he's good at. That's the champion pool that he mains, so... Oh, that spear's not going to land, damn. That would have been so nice if it landed. I think he would have just went in. Nara's doing a really good job dodging. So now the problem is Kha'Zix nearby? If Kha'Zix is nearby, he can get a double kill. I guess not. Okay. Was that Dragon? I can't read Korean that quickly, but I think that was Dragon taken. At least in the chat log. Okay, so he's rotating to mid, and then Camille's just going to finish off that tower. By the way, it does feel kind of awkward to not have any game sound, because I usually get those cues from game sounds. I think I'm going to turn that on. Okay, so he has 2,300 gold, quite a lot banked up. I think he's going to clear this and buy. And I'm guessing after he buys, he's going to go bot side. Bot side and... Wait, why did he... Oh, he pressed Q. He's going to upgrade his jungle item, get Sheen, and then he's going to go to bot side. He's going to take all the camps, and also he's going to try to either invade or gank mid or top. He has to, there's no other way. But I also would like Rift Herald, and his red is also spawning, so there's also a chance he could go to top side. But the game is we have to guess what he does, so I'm going to guess that he's going to get his red. And then he's going to try to contest Rift Herald, or at least pressure that. Because, you know, that's relatively important. That's a free outer tower if he can get it. So I feel like that's where all the action's going to be at, since Dragon's already taken. Not that it was a good Dragon anyway. That's why he's spending so much time at top. And I guess his teammate has the same idea. Like, they all went rotated top. Everyone abandoned bot, except for Ryze. Wow, can Kha'Zix turn around for this? Maybe not. Damn. I felt like if Alistar and Kha'Zix both went on Nidalee, there's a chance that she could get blown up, you know? But maybe all the cooldowns being used. Just from my perspective, that's how I felt it will go down, you know? If I was playing Nidalee, I felt like that's what's going to happen. They're just both going to turn on me, and then I'll just get popped. Because Alistar will just, you know, WQ me. But in this game, no. He just walks up and gets a free kill. I guess it is also a finesse to knowing when they blow their cooldowns. And knowing when to, you know, overextend and go in very close, cut them off, just because you know their cooldowns are all down. I don't know about farming this. I feel like he could be getting Rift right now. Like, what does he achieve out of getting Krugs here? I guess it's just to get that CS going, get that gold. I like that he gets all the small ones. I don't like how a lot of players... They leave all the small ones up when they have an AoE ability, or they could just clear it instantly, but they decide to leave it up. You know, I just don't understand. I guess it's to save time, but to save those few seconds for 40 gold is quite a considerable amount, you know. Especially if it doesn't take that much more time, like maybe 2 more seconds for them to just land on the floor, and then you take it out. But yeah, he's really farm heavy, so... I guess that's very common in solo queue for Korean junglers, is to really keep up that macro, keep up that farm. Very important. Always prioritize that. But they could also invade and be aggressive if they get their early cheese off and it works out. But because it didn't work out this game, I guess he's going for a more farm heavy route. Which makes a lot of sense. You have to farm. If you fall behind, if you die and you fall behind, you need to farm up. If you don't farm up, you're just going to be useless. So it's very wise to do. And I guess the play is very standard right now. Just, you know, roaming up, going for that top side control. Kha'Zix got a good dive in on that ADC. Oh. That's a free Ryze kill. But Kha'Zix is also going in. I think Kha'Zix just killed himself by Eing like that. That must be like a misplay by him. He jumped and it didn't land on anyone, so he couldn't even get a kill after jumping. So that was just a messed up jump. I mean, it happens. Mistakes do happen. But you know, that's Korean Challenger solo queue for you guys. Like, this account is the highest tier of solo queue, so even Korean players at the highest level in Challenger, they make these kind of mistakes that you see on NA and OCE happens. Okay, so he goes straight for the farm. He has almost 2,000 gold. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back soon, or he goes and pushes bot tower. There's only 2 options right now. I didn't quite look at the timer for Drake, but I think Drake is also coming up. He has enough time, 20 seconds. He has time to go back, buy items, come back and secure that Drake. Or be able to be in position to contest that Drake when he comes back. So 10 seconds till Drake spawns. Mountain is a very good Drake. You guys underestimate it, but Mountain Drake, for those of you who do not know, you do extra damage, extra true damage to all the objectives like Dragon, Baron, you know, jungle camps, all of that, and towers. I guess they're backing away because of that teleport. So everyone's collapsing at bot side right now, or at least all the enemy. So we have what, like 4 bot? Around 4 bot. I see Alistar, Kha'Zix, that's 5 bot. Jesus. Wowee. That damage. Let me just watch that again. So EQ, and then Q, and then he E'd himself, auto attack. Okay, nice. With challenging smite at the same time. So I mean, in terms of damage rotations, very standard for Nidalee, you know. It's always the E and the Q. W for mobility. And then E for healing as well in human form. Is he going to go in on that? Nice. I mean, that's just what I want to see, but I thought he was going to make a good play. It happens though, it happens. But I would assume that he knew because there was 5 bots, so there's a very high chance that Ryze wasn't by himself. But then again, I thought if he jumped in, he knew his damage potential and probably could one-shot that Ryze, even if there was backup. So that's why I said nice, not because that was what I was going to do. Okay, so this is a good opportunity to find out what does he do next. You guys can predict it, right? Let's see. 1 minute 30 is when Baron comes out. 1 minute and 30 seconds. He's going to buy his items, which he did, and he's going to go towards top side. He has a choice between, you know, Dragon or going and staying at top side. But I think he's going to go for that. I think he's going to give up Dragon right now. It looks like he's not in position to contest it. Dragon is gone, which it is. And that you don't expect any less from enemy challenger players, you know. Enemy jungler dies, you get a free objective, just go for it. So that's Dragon gone. And that means the enemy has a very good chance of burning Baron down really quickly. And also all towers and also objectives, whether it's camps or whatnot. So right now, his job is to secure Baron, make sure they win the next team fight, scout out the enemy, maybe do a little bit of... Probably counter jungling is not the right thing to do right now, it's just very risky until everyone's on the map. Probably not worth doing. I mean, it looks like Rift Herald is not going to happen either because it seems that the enemy has really good solid vision around that side. Okay, that's... Wow. That Camille just went 1 for 1 and got a tower. That's like top notch. And also Baron's coming out right about now. In a few seconds. So if they could win this team fight, that's a free Baron and the game will just close out from here. But they have to win this team fight. So I guess he's trying to force it. He knows. If you can win this team fight, this game's probably going to be over. Or even just pick off a few kills and get Baron. That's going to be massive. Jeez. He freaked out there. I heard him yell. Very nice. That force actually worked out so well. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Baron, after they get Baron, it's game over. So if anyone could tank for him, Camille TP coming in, perfect. So that's really good use of TP. You get someone to tank it and this Baron's dead. If Camille didn't TP in, who knows who would be tanking it, but obviously Peanut wouldn't. And if I was on OC or NA, if I was playing this game and I was the Nidalee, I would be so sad. Oh god, Baron gets stolen. This game's going to be more interesting. But I wouldn't believe anyone will be tanking like that. ADC probably wouldn't try to tank it. Mid lane Talia probably wouldn't tank it. And Morgana was what, low health? Wouldn't tank it. So in that sense, I felt like this is like more of like a higher elo thing where people would know to rotate and tank. Like this only happens in Diamond. But if you guys are watching this, make sure that if you're a support or an ADC, make sure you at least tank 1 or 2 hits from Baron, you know. It's going to be really helpful depending on the enemy, depending on your jungler. If your jungler is squishy like Nidalee, make sure you tank for her because she can't tank Baron. Like, if you guys rotate tanking, you guys will probably be a lot healthier and be able to take out Baron a lot easier. And also, whoever is tanking Baron gets their damage reduced by 50%. So you want to make sure that the support tanking is the best, because support usually doesn't do as much damage as, say, a damage dealing jungler or ADC. Lich Bane. This is a pretty standard build, but you know, last season everyone was building Ardent Sensor. This season, not so much. So you guys can see his build, you guys can see the build order. I think I showed the runes at the start, so you have all the information you need, and hopefully you guys are picking up a few things while I'm analyzing everything he does. But I forgot to say what he was going to do. Not that there's anything on the map, so he probably has to group. Like, there's nothing to farm right now. Oh god, he's gonna die instead. He's standing too far up for that one. But then again, you know, mistakes do happen, but the important thing is how does he come back from it. So I really want to see that when he comes back, what does he do? Because I see myself in this situation a lot. Like, say if I was to play a random ass champion that probably isn't that good late game, I wouldn't know what to do, you know? Like, I would die a few times and I'll be like, oh my god, this game's so over, even though I might have a positive KDA. Like, he has a positive KDA, but he's not exactly like that much stronger than the enemy, right? So we want to see what he does to close out this game. That's really important skill to have. And that's something that most people lack, you know? Most people in lower elo probably lack the skill where they don't know how to close out the game, whether it's through macro or objectives, or how to get an advantage in team fights to actually win this team fight and close out the game. So this is a big mystery for me. Like, I'm learning here as well. I want to know exactly what he does right now. And I mean, farming, I guess because there's nothing on the map right now that's really glaring to go out and take. So in this sense, he's just going to do a little bit of farm. But the real question is, how do we end out a game right now where if you invade, you'll probably get killed? So I guess as long as he's hanging around near his team, he might be able to pick off. Wow, that Q just did way too much damage. But yeah, takedown, Jesus. I guess he has a Lich Bane. Makes sense. So that was a 1-for-1, which is super worth for his team because he just traded his own support for enemy jungler. That's super worth. But they're going to need more than just a 1-for-1 pick in order to close out this game. So I'm really curious to see. He donates that red buff to Tristana, fair enough. Blue buff goes to mid lane. He's left with nothing. He's going to fall behind in terms of levels. He's probably going to be same level as support very soon if he doesn't keep farming. That's why farming is so important early on, is because you're not going to get that later on in the game. Mid lane's going to take your stuff. Like, ADC is going to take your stuff. You're left with nothing. You're left with counter jungling, but that's because Kha'Zix died earlier. So it's safe-ish. So they're kind of like crawling in and encroaching on the enemy territory. Because they're, you know, every kill you get a little bit of foothold into the enemy side of the map. At least in higher level play. So he's really just scraping up any CS he can get to stay relevant. Especially if he's like not super fed and he doesn't have full build or anything. He just needs to be there for the team. I feel like that's like feels really powerless, you know. That's how I feel every time I'm playing something like this into the late game. If they could get Mountain Drake, that would be very nice. It wouldn't be game changing, but it will be very nice. Get that smite off. No, he didn't smite it. I mean, Kha'Zix could have stole that one, but I guess he wanted to save smite for some reason. I would have tried to smite it. Maybe he knew that Kha'Zix was not going to contest it at all. Like, he knew for sure. So there was no point in wasting smite, which is a smart move if that's the case. That Q does way too much damage, I have to say. But he's at the right place at the right time, which is really good. Like, that's something that you're watching right now and being like, oh, okay, the game's just flowing on, not really paying much attention. But every time he moves to one place on the map, we have to find out why exactly he's doing that. Why did he go to bot lane? Because a bunch of people were fighting there? Probably, but there might be more reason to it to be that quick and be that on top of it, to be able to pick up these kills where all he does is go in for the Q and then, you know, get that kill. Like, he has to be in the right place at the right time. So the decision leading up to it, I guess he knew that Kha'Zix was going to be there. So he's already there in position, ready to pick up another snipe. Like, really well positioned, really well played, and really good game sense. And I guess that's very hard skill to master. I'll probably have more comments when I'm editing this, so that, because I feel like by watching this for the first time over once, I probably will miss a lot of things. So when I'm editing, I'll probably pick up more things, and there'll be text on the screen to show you guys exactly what I picked up, if I picked up anything extra. Or if I missed anything as well, then I'll also have white text on screen. But yeah, Nidalee is more like on the side, just trying to snipe with spears, go in for the KS or the kill secure. Like, it's not very powerful, but it's very strong against squishies. If you can land a spear and just jump straight onto ADC, I mean, they could still probably kill you if there's a support protecting, but you know what I mean. Like, pretty powerful, but not great. Like, definitely better junglers late game than Nidalee. She's just very strong early, and he has a lot of kills because he knows where to be at the right time, at the right place. The right place at the right time. Alright, well, Baron is the main objective, so he's going to head straight there. I mean, he could do Wolves if he wants to keep up his farm, but not this time. He's just going to go straight for securing Baron. Okay, so Kha'Zix could be split pushing, but probably not. I think he just pushed it in and left, which is a smart thing to do. He could get collapsed on if he kept pushing. But right now they're just hovering. It looks like Kha'Zix might be going for another push once they see everyone on the map, which is very common for split pushers to do. And Kha'Zix right now is split pushing. He might be hiding in that bush, and he's gonna pay for it really, because he walked past a ward doing that. Yeah, I don't think he's getting out of this one alive. So that's another good catch. What? Oh, the Jukes. They just need to win a team fight, really. I think that's all that there is to it. Win a team fight, get Baron, and that would be game. So he just has to play it careful enough where he can get kills. But if the enemy is going to back away, wow, he's going to force Baron. This is actually really, really hyphy. Like, Alistair's going to go in. What's taking them so long? Oh my god, that actually worked out. Jesus. Well, that Baron call is very top-notch. Very... He missed the Q. But that is a very top-notch call, and that Baron just melted instantly. But do you know why? It's because of that Mountain Drake earlier. Everyone on his team is doing true damage, or percentage of true damage to that Baron. It's going to get melted really fast. That's why Mountain Drake is second best Drake. Infernal is always the best because Infernal gives you damage. That applies to when you're doing Baron as well. That's... I think he tried to kind of steal it and call it an accident. But yeah, if you guys like this kind of analytical video, let me know what you guys want to see next. Like, do you guys want to see a specific streamer, a specific champion? Obviously, it has to be one that they play. If you tell me a streamer name, make sure it's a champion they play as well. And yeah, I might consider doing a review on them as well. And then we can analyze their game and try to learn exactly what they do. He's going in. Okay, they're not fully committed, so they're just kind of like poking and then dashing in and out. Because there's a very high chance that if he commits onto that rise, he might get the kill, but he's going to die for it as well. Camille's just doing work in the base. Gonna die for it though. He's looking at trying to get that bot in here because there's no minions at mid.
What are you aiming at?
Oh my god. They missed both their Qs. And still, that Q damage is just insane. Absolutely demolished. And there's like a Kha'Zix at the back. Like, do you guys see how much damage? Jesus. I guess stopwatch is just precautionary, but that was so much damage. And then I guess Talia's Q does a lot of damage as well. But yeah, everything seems so free-flowing, but I'm pretty sure there's more to it, you know? There has to be like some finesse to it, because everything's just like going with the flow, going where the team goes. But we also have to know that all his teammates are challenger as well, and they probably know where to go, and there's a reason for why they're going where they're going. Like, maybe they're just mindlessly pushing, but they're also, you know, weaving in and out. And I guess letting Camille split push, but Camille sort of just died there. Like, really aggressive though. That Camille just like teleports in and then jumps in as well. I guess she has GA, so she can just be this aggressive, which is pretty amazing. Like, that Camille did a lot of work frontlining for the whole team, and, you know, resulted in a Rise kill. I guess the rest is history. That Camille carried that fight so well. Jesus. That was really impressive. I'm not sure if Peanut did too much late game because it's Nidalee. You can't really do that much, but like really top-notch plays. So very impressed. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys learned something. Okay, so there we go. We can see his face. We know it's Peanut for sure. Also the name as well. He's in queue again. He actually skipped the end score screen, so I couldn't show it. But yeah, GG, well played. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.